let's get started.
Hello!
The Casual Geographic. It's gotten more graphic, but better production value. There are two things about this. Thing number one, this is part two. That's the second thing about this. Now let's get started with the video. Just kidding. If it was that efficient, that'd be pretty sick.
I was so confused. You moved too fast for my little brain.
But yeah, no, part one, that of the two things, this is part two. Part two of the part two of things, we're leaving the shit jokes in the first part.
Yeah, I'm not taking those out.
Which is a number two. So the 1-2s are going crazy. I came up with that, and that proves to you why I do this and you do that. So anyways, come back. We have to.
I'm tired of you.
We have to shoot the video.
I'm tired of you.
It would have been smoother if I didn't make myself laugh in the middle of it, I think. That's a good one.
I'm stuck. Ugh.
So here we are. My wife is beautiful.
Hello.
It's good to have you here.
How's it going?
This shirt was white when it started. We washed it with something red, and now it's pink. And as a team, it still looks pretty, is what we're saying.
I let this man do laundry.
Yeah.
I let this man do laundry because I was too busy and too tired.
You want?
And my shirt came out pink. Several shirts actually
But that doesn't
came
look
out
bad.
pink.
It's like a good. It's like I dyed it.
I can't rebuy this shirt. She doesn't make this shirt anymore.
And that makes it a unique modification. It's like a limited edition.
It was already limited edition.
It's limited edition. So from the first video, there was a part about mooses that I wanted to cover.
Meese, yes.
And then he was talking about how Musai might look at you, like stare you down before they murder you, and then start urinating. And he was like, I don't know where that comes from. And it's kind of funny because bulls do the same thing. If you have a bull or like a steer in one pen, and your neighbor has their bull or steer in the other pen that are responsible for doing most of the mating, actually all of the mating, they will moo at each other and pee. Like from across the fence, but they don't cross the fence line.
I feel like that's a real show of dominance.
It honestly is so fucking hilarious.
Like if a girl looked at me across the club, like she's holding on to her man.
Yes.
And she looked at me and then she just started
peeing and yelling. Bitch, city girl up in here, bitch. I am the real stallion. Like just going off, just saying random shit.
I would definitely leave.
Like,
I would back down.
You either gotta pipe up or back down. There's no alternative. But yeah, let's get it in, man. How to not get unsubscribed from Life by Animals, Hippo edition.
And speaking of final hour, here's how to survive a hippo attack.
Okay.
No, you're not going to. And if you're disappointed by that, then that's a failure of your own expectations.
I thought so, yeah.
And considering we're like halfway through the video, if you click genuinely looking for hippo advice, then I'm assuming you're watching this from God's data plan. Hippos are the heaviest things on 4 legs without a trunk or a horn. They divide crocodiles without a calculator and subtract an estimated 500 people from the population a year, and if we're being honest, it's probably higher. Show me someone who survived a hippo attack, and I'll show you someone you should get lottery numbers from.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know. Go back.
I'm so freaking sorry.
Yeah, man. Holy smokes.
Swallowed 3 times?
Yes. And lived.
Stay home. Okay, you get swallowed one time, right? You get swallowed one time.
Yeah.
It's an accident. You ain't know that was gonna happen. Your outlook on life should be reset, right? You get swallowed a second time.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're like, well, I made different mistakes than the first time. I fixed my mistakes from the first time. These mistakes were different. I didn't know these mistakes would lead to the same outcome.
Go ahead and finish.
You get swallowed for a 3rd time. God clearly intended for you to be digested. He wanted you to become fertilizer. Stay home.
Okay, so wait a minute. Paul Templar, we got to look it up. Is it swallowed 3 times in one encounter or 3 times total?
What is the difference?
Because the speech that you're making, you're saying stay home, but get swallowed 1 time, you get spat out, then you can go home potentially. But I'm saying if you get swallowed 3 times in like a tussle, you don't really have much of a choice.
I don't think it's possible to be swallowed. What, he's getting swallowed and regurgitated?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Doesn't matter. Point is, incredible. Second point, he's back at it. I just realized that's an active way to row with 1 arm.
That's why I'm saying to stay home.
He's built different.
Also, this girl almost got her whole leg chewed off.
I kind of want to see
Why are you smiling? Why is everyone here except for this gentleman in the left? Why is everyone on here so goddamn happy.
I need more context with this all around.
The hippo attack, and I'll show you someone you should get lottery numbers from. So my only advice to surviving this whale Karen throwing a fit is to uninstall yourself so he doesn't get credit for the kill. Unless you're exercising the right to bear absolute heat, in which case I hope he likes seafood because he finna eat some shells. Then again, since hippos are as close as you can get to being bulletproof, self-deletion might be the easiest way out. Ironically, in this entire video, the cougar might be the most survivable out of any animal here.
Really?
The rules for surviving a cougar are pretty simple. Try to travel in groups, avoid being out at dawn or dusk, and if one tries to offer you a drink, just remember nothing in this life is free. Now when surviving the actual cats, the rules are a little different. You see, cougars are actually naturally wary of people and are perfectly happy avoiding humans. So if a puma ever presses you like in this video, it's likely you accidentally stumbled into some cubs and now you gotta see the mama about it.
Right.
Back away slowly. All running does is tell the cougar that you're something worth chasing.
Yeah.
Also, with ambush hunters, the worst thing you can do when a cat confronts you is turn your back to it, because that makes it more likely to pounce. You're gonna want to stand up tall and back away slowly while speaking in a loud, firm voice. It doesn't matter what you say. You can recite the entire script for the B movie, as long as it's loud enough for the cougar to hear.
Got it.
Okay, quick. You gotta recite something and be big to get something away from me. What are you saying? Give it to me. That, go. Say that. Say, what are you staring
I said
for?
certified freak. 7 days a week.
That's it. Recite the whole album.
I was trying to think if I should actually do it because I don't want your video to get demonetized. That wasn't me freezing in fear. That was me contemplating
You're calculating
the
the
consequences.
YouTube gods. How much demonetization is reciting this actually worth?
Because I can do that whole
That's so
entire
funny.
song very loud.
My wife twerks backwards in fear. That's so good.
No, you dude.
This video is so intense, actually.
Dude, what do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
Come on. This sucks.
You
You can also throw things not at, but near the cougar. However, if you crouch down to pick something up or take your eyes off the cougar, then you've broken 2 rules in 1 move.
Okay.
Just keep moonwalking and understand that if the cougar wanted you off the census, you'd already be trending on Twitter.
Got it.
This advice pretty much applies for big cats too. However, if you find yourself staring down a lion, first of all, it probably took a lot of bad life decisions to end up there, and it's likely your fault. But pay attention to its tail. If it's swaying from side to side, that means the lion feels threatened, which is good because that means it can still be negotiated with. But if the tail's rigid and not moving at all, then it's likely a predatory encounter, in which case the only thing up for negotiation will be the cost of your casket.
It is decided you are lunch.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
They said, oh, I didn't know it was an all-you-could-eat buffet today.
Right. Look at all that Jew. You do leg day? I love people who do leg day. That's the it's my quad dominant.
Oh my
I'm gonna eat you, bro. You're done.
In tiger country, it's often advised to wear a backwards mask to convince the ambushing big cat that it's already lost the element of surprise. But with tiger attacks on the rise, it's likely the striped demons are calling the bluff.
Yeah,
Bluffing's probably your only option against a kangaroo. Like with the moose and the brown bear, your goal is to convince the steroid rabbit that you're as little of a threat as possible.
Yeah.
And you do that by avoiding eye contact and not facing the macropod directly. And if a kangaroo starts putting the paws on you, you're gonna want to curl into a ball, take the hits, and pray. Because if the kangaroo hauls off and kicks you, you're probably not getting back up. But if you want a kangaroo cheat code, lower your head, keep your hands close to your body, and cough. A deep cough is similar to the sound weaker males make to submit to a bigger, stronger alpha-roo. It's basically giving the kangaroo the right of way. As you can see, this woman failed to cough and now she's coughing up a kid. So I guess with kangaroos you have 2 choices. You can either have a coughing fit or be fit in a coffin. But you don't have options when you're dealing with the most dangerous animal humanity's ever seen. And that's because it's humanity itself. So if you ever happen to wake up and find that you're a wild animal, here's how to survive a human attack. First is to understand that you are likely screwed, and any outcome that doesn't end in one less of you likely will end in something worse, and the sooner you can accept that, the sooner you can be at peace. Now humans may look like the light work of the great ape group, being significantly weaker than orangutans, gorillas, and chimps. But they make up for it. The same way that bullied kid makes up for years of torment with a suspiciously shaped duffel bag in the intent of lighting up the school like a Christmas tree.
Sir.
God, dog. Not wrong. There was just another mass shooting, too.
Yeah, I know, in Colorado.
Yeah, I know. It's really not stopping, is it?
No.
Something's wrong with us. We should address that at some point. It's Mental Health Month, right? Isn't it?
Mental health awareness.
And that's why we eat. You know? Just give them some food. Sit them down. You okay, bud? All right, everybody?
I think it's too soon.
Genocidal maniac in there?
Oh my
a little
God.
bit?
But
Huh?
a lot of people were talking about how, like, when they went to go see, like, really popular movies, they got really stressed out. Like, they were like, every time someone came in late, every time someone walked in holding, they were just like,
Is it
I
time
gotta
to leave?
go.
Right.
I got to go.
It's been very hard to live life normal with COVID and with mass shootings. It's
Yeah.
like indoors, such a safe place.
Right, but also not. But also not.
Wow, what's happening? What's that outdoors? You like, what? You know something I don't? I feel pretty safe in here.
Oh, you mean inside your house indoors?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like indoors. I was like, I mean, technically the theater's indoors,
Okay,
but
can
it's not
you
safe.
stop? Okay, cut it off there, all right? I feel safe inside my house.
Oh yeah.
Do you agree?
Our houses, we have so many swords.
My wife's like throwing little hints like, I don't feel safe here either. The demons. There's ghosts in here.
No, babe.
Didn't you know?
I'm friends with the monsters inside of my head.
Now that's a deep cut. Like 8 people are
I
with
made
you on
friends
that.
with the monsters in my closet.
That
okay?
joke is now dwindled to me in 4 other living rooms going, exactly, Skitten. All right, it's good.
Try to run, but the Homo sapien race used to literally chase their prey into heat stroke, since they're
Yeah.
able to sweat and cool down while actively running you into the ground.
Sad.
Of course, that's when they hunted with spears. Now they use their father's boomstick to blow you off the senses, while still being too far for you to add any input to the matter. Make no mistake, without claws, venom, or a strong bite force, an unarmed human might seem like an easy W. Until you realize that humans work as a massive monkey mafia, where if you hurt or murk one of their own, they exterminate your entire family.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's the nicest thing they'll do. Because the other option involves being captured and taken as a spectacle in their society, where they will imprison you, break you down, and punish you for being yourself, just like high school. But the worst part of it all, when the deuces hit the fan and someone gets put on a shirt, they'll blame you for being what
Sure
you've
do.
always been.
Right.
They'll slaughter hundreds of millions of your kind and then gaslight you to convince themselves that you're the problem.
Exactly.
All while actively destroying the natural order that existed billions of years before them. Because humans aren't God, but they sure love to play it. So the only way to survive a human attack is to readjust your goals and just enjoy the show before a hairless oppression monkey with a superiority complex comes by and cancels it. But that's gonna do it for this video. For more consistent content, be sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok. I try to post daily on both. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out my new book on 100 deadly animals that can RSVP your place in a cemetery.
Oh, we have
and if
to
you'd
do
like
that.
to support this
Yeah.
channel beyond just subscribing, my Patreon's also going to be in the description.
Yeah,
but
right.
other than that, drink water, hug your mother, and be safe out there. Because the only thing more of a menace than the animal behind the cage is the one outside it.
Excellent. So look, you're not going to see people who do animal content for a living and not eventually get to like the global warming or
Yes.
conservationist effort area.
Absolutely.
Because every single story ends the same.
Yeah.
Humans found it, first we killed it and made clothes out of it,
Yeah.
and then we put it near extinction.
Yep.
And then thought, maybe we should have not done that as much.
Maybe we should stop that.
And so you can't do research without finding those things out. So don't be surprised whenever channels like this, who clearly love animals, even though it's about how they can kill you.
Right.
Still a love for, the art of that. Real quick, I know there's kind of a lot of things going on in my head here. I already talked about the bull pissing. That was checkmark number 1.
Yes.
The 1-2 joke, I feel that was a pretty big success. But the last thing is, really, to keep me and my wife's attention, we need new clips. We've seen so many animal documentaries at this point. It's not that we don't enjoy his videos, but every time he uses the same reference photo that he used before, or reference video, we notice. It's
Yeah.
like the first thing that comes to our mind.
Yep.
We hear what he says, it's great, but the tension wanes a little. Just, not a lot, but just a little waver, because we think back to the last time we saw that, and that's just
Yeah.
a part of our brain is
I
associated
get very
with.
distracted.
Yeah, so seeing new clips in this shows me the production value is really going hard. He's getting some deep cuts.
Yeah, I really like it.
There's a clip of a hippo being hunted by lions, and they just quit. They're like hunting it, and you can tell they're attacking it, and they just stare at each other, and the hippo finally just like, we're good? And he's like all bloody, and they're like, yeah, we can't. We just can't
It's
kill
all
you.
good, bro.
We've been trying for so long.
That's how men fight. Men will like beat each other's asses. I'm thinking specifically of UFC, but also in real life.
Yeah, okay.
And then be like, we good, bro? And
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
you fucked that up.
I didn't know what you were going for, but yeah, basically, respect. Yeah, hippos are the bros of the Serengeti.
The Chads. I wanted to go back to this clip because we were talking about like new clips and stuff. This is the most accusatory look I have ever seen on an animal's face.
Bro, put the fire out. You did it. What are you doing?
He's looking like, are you fucking for real, bro? Like, are you kidding me right now?
He's fucking for real. My house is burning.
He
dog.
said BFFR. Like,
Bro, he's looking at you like you have opposable thumbs. Grab a bucket and put this shit out for me.
Like he looked at me and I felt guilty. I don't even live in Australia. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
That's a great point out. He really looking right at the camera like it's The Office. Like, bro, this is the Dwight Fire episode, but you didn't put the fire on.
I mentioned in my other video that I felt like Casual Geographic's relationship with animals was hanging on by a thread. But after watching the end of this video, I'm going to say it's his relationship with people. He's this close to bringing a mysteriously shaped duffel bag himself somewhere.
Start dropping off dangerous animals in populated areas. And be like, do what you gotta do. It's your time.
Just taking a bunch of chimps and crocodiles, be like, here.
Well, this was a great video. It had just enough carnage for me. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys in the next one.
There were no whale survival tips.
No, you're probably not gonna have that. I'll holla at y'all.